everybody, it's Annalise. I wanted to hop on and introduce this video of my first week of spring break. We get a 2-week spring break here, although I do have a few exams my second week. But this week I went with my friends Sarah and Grace to Germany, Belgium, and France. So it was a really fun and exciting trip. I'm so incredibly lucky to have been able to go on. So yeah, I guess now that little bit of explanation's over, let's just get right into the trip. So let's get started. So we got up at like 3 a.m. to get to the airport, fly to Cologne, and once we got there, we just took the train right into the city center. Really fast trip, it was nice. Once we got there, dropped our bags off at our hotel, went to a bakery, got some authentic German pretzels, or bretzels as they call them, some other pastries. And then we went and saw Cologne Cathedral, which is absolutely insane. It's hard to describe just how massive it is. It just, so many hundreds of years of architecture. I was so impressed by it. And then we had a pretty low-key night that night. And then the next day we went to the Chocolate Museum, which is run by Lindt, and it was such an interesting experience. Kind of similar to the Guinness Storehouse in that it was interesting to me with my major, talking about like food and beverage processing, but this one was definitely more interesting to me since I can't drink, but I love chocolate. It was so informative and so fun, and still lots of like interactive things to do. And you did get some free chocolate along the way, which was great. It was just so interesting to see it being made, learn about the history of it, different cultures that have been involved in its creation. Like there was a huge section on South American culture, so that was very cool, and I would highly recommend that museum. And then we went to a museum for a Nazi documentation center, which was much more somber, obviously. And seeing the list of names of Jews taken to concentration camps from Cologne was moving, considering there were names from my family, like Newman, which is my family's last name before Ellis Island, and Bornstein in it, were sad, but it was very interesting. And then we got royal donuts, which were fantastic. A good way to cheer ourselves up afterwards. And then we took the train to Brussels, and this is the Grand Place of Brussels. It's so beautiful. Everything is so ornately gold and intricately carved and just so cool. It was funny because there were just like Starbucks on the first floor and apartments to rent on the other ones. Well, it's like one of the most beautiful buildings I've seen in my life. But yeah, so the Grand Place was very cool. We did have a slight mishap in Belgium in that our hotel was canceled because the lights there were broken, so we had to very quickly find somewhere new to stay, and the guy explaining that to us only spoke French, so luckily I speak French, and it went okay. But Brussels was cool, but then we're in Paris, which was so fantastic. I love Paris. This was my third time going, and I don't know if I would ever get sick of going there. I've even stayed on Montmartre before, which was where we stayed this time, and it was still so cool and fun to see. This was the I Love You wall, where I love you is written in something like 200 languages. It's really impressive and just beautiful. Then we went and saw the Eiffel Tower, just from below. We were walking around to explore, and the lighting was so perfect. Then we just went and got dinner. I tried escargot, and they were really good. I was nervous, but it was good. And then you could see there the Eiffel Tower was lit up like the Ukrainian flag, which was very nice. And then the next day we went to the Louvre, and we got there pretty early in the morning so that we could just explore everything, and I'm so glad we did. There's always so much to see there. It's just such an incredible building, and then all the artwork in it is so impressive. This was part of the apartments of Napoleon III, which was so cool and ornate and just ridiculously lavish. And then I was actually able to get a photo with the Mona Lisa because they implemented a line to go see it. When I'd been before, it was always just a huge crowd around it, but now they have a line, which was very helpful. So we really loved everything we got to see at the Louvre. Spent a good few hours there, and it was a lot of fun and just such an impressive building. And then we went and saw the Arc de Triomphe, which is also really cool. We didn't go up just because it wasn't like top of our priority list, but I'm very glad we got to see it. And then we went and did a little picnic beside the Eiffel Tower, which was so cute and good. And then we walked up to the second floor of the Eiffel Tower and then took the elevator from there because you can't walk further than that. But so that was a good way to get even more steps in, even though we're already walking so much. And it was like beautiful up there, like always. We got so lucky with the weather this trip. It was really warm and beautiful. We tried some macarons, which were very good. And then, as you can see, we took the elevator down because we felt like we'd gotten enough steps in for the day. But the view from there is just always so incredible. I'm so glad we're able to go up. And then we went to a cafe called Indiana, which definitely made me feel like home. That was a virgin sangria I tried. And then we got crepes, which were absolutely incredible. And then we went home. So it was a great trip, and I'm so lucky to have been able to go. And thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone has a great week.